welcome to the first of its name podcast based on the iconic HBO series Game of Thrones. I am your co-host, Tone Roy.
I am your co-host, Sheldon Calhoun.
And I'm Lord G. Dot.
Right on. We got the recap for last episode, right, Lord Sheldon?
Absolutely, Sir Tone Roy. This last episode was titled Cripples, Bastards, and Broken Things. Basically, what they did in the last episode, Ned Stark, Lord of Winterfell, he pretty much probes about Jon Arryn's death, which is asking a lot of questions, going around investigating. Jon takes measures at Castle Black to make sure Sam is protected, who we met in the last episode, Samwell Tarly. And Tyrion is captured by Lady Stark, wife of Lord Stark, Lady of Winterfell. So yeah, man, that's pretty much what happened in the last episode, and some key things, that we might have missed. The Mountain is responsible for Sir Hugh's death. The Squire for Jon Arryn, who was knighted immediately after after Jon Arryn's death. Ned Stark found King Robert's bastard son, and he's a blacksmith. Daenerys threatens Viserys in the last episode, told him, if you put your hands on me again, that'll be the last time you have hands. So that was just some key things that we, I just wanted to get out of the way that we might have, missed in the last episode.
Right, and that was episode 4, based on Cripples, Bastards, and Broken Things.
And this episode is called The Wolf and the Lion, episode 5, season 1. In this episode, we start at King's Landing with Ned visiting, who we just recently spoke on, Sir Hugh's body, which is being guarded by Sir Barristan Selmy.
Right, there we go. We go right into him at the the tourney grounds or whatever they call the location, where we meet Barristan Selmy for the first time. He's, like you said, he's guarding Sir Hugh of the Vale's body. And Sir Barristan Selmy and Ned have a kind of an interaction there.
Yeah, they got history together. They was he told him not so long ago, me and you were enemies, and we fought at the Battle of the Trident.
The Battle of the Trident on opposing sides, yeah. And that's what Ned kind of, actually, my fault, before we get into that part, because that's once they leave the tent. Before they leave the tent, Ned inquires with Sir Barristan, about the logic behind Sir Hugh fighting the Mountain in a joust in the first place.
Exactly, yeah.
And Sir Hugh made a statement. I believe he said they drew straws, my lord. And he said who was holding the straws. Ned Stark said who was holding the straws.
But like, who holds the straws? Yeah.
It's something that could still be manipulated, behind that when you think about it, And then we go into them speaking about being opposing their history about from the Battle of the Trident. And Ned said he was thankful that he didn't battle him because didn't want to make his wife a widow.
Exactly. Yeah, Ned.
And they had some respectful banner. I think it's like a contrast to what we've normally seen with Sir Jaime Stark, Lord Ned Stark, versus Barristan Selmy having respect for Ned Stark.
Clearly a different type of respect for Sir Barristan when it comes to that, He said that his father told him that Sir Barristan was was the best that he ever seen, and he never knew his father to be wrong about the matters of combat. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And what's the comment that he made right after that about his father, about something about Aerys Targaryen? About if he
he said something about he was like what the Mad King did to your father and brother was a terrible crime.
Yeah,
but Ned disregarded the whole thing. He didn't even get into it. He's like, and that's what like he
That's when I think that's when he brought up how did Sir Hugh
afford that armor?
How did he afford the armor? Yeah, you're absolutely right. He dismissed that and kept going straight into what he wanted to speak on, and
maybe Lord
it just went from there. You never know. Next we go to our next scene is Ned in the King's chambers as King Robert berates his squire, which is Lancel Lannister.
Yeah.
Tell us what he said. Tell us what he said. Who got it? G-Dot?
So, hold on. He said a couple things. I mean,
what's the main thing he said?
The whole crux of it is tell his ass to go get the breastplate stretcher. But before that, he said your mom was a whore with a fat ass. Do you know that?
Yeah, your mother was a dumb whore with a fat ass. Did you know that?
Hey,
he was so performative.
He was torturing that dude, man.
He was.
It was clear as day that he was torturing this dude. Like it was like, man, come on, man. Why do I got to work for this dude?
For real.
Can I be anybody else's squire? I'll be the imp squire.
I wouldn't write. I'll be his squire quick. I'll be Podrick 1.0. Man. Shit, before that, man. But all of that was revolving around King Robert.
Let's not forget Ned told him he was too fat for his armor. That's why
he told him straight up. He told him get the bread. He sent them off and shit. He's like, how long do you think it'll take him to figure it out?
That was one of my questions too. I was gonna ask one of y'all what was it called that he asked him to go get, but it's clearly too easy for y'all.
Yeah, that was a level 1 trivia.
Yeah.
At least based on our knowledge,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Well, we know a novice or somebody else probably wouldn't get it, even if they watched the entire series multiple times. You never know. And I think it's important.
Right into the mountain versus.
Wait.
All right.
Quick, before you jump into that, towards the end of this scene with Ned and King Robert, we find out that Jon Arryn influenced King Robert to marry Cersei Lannister in order to connect houses with Tywin Lannister, who had enormous wealth.
On your side.
There you go. I think that's key to note that I never knew that. I never recognized that until I just watched it recently. When I noticed that detail.
We can talk more about this in the spoiler section, because what I was going to comment on that is something we'll see later on.
Okay, yeah, definitely feel free. We just got to get them that warning in a little bit later. But take over. We got the next scene, Sheldon.
Okay. So basically, what we go from there is the Mountain versus Sir Loras in a jousting match, and we hear banter between Lord Peter Baelish and Lord Renly Baratheon, and they made like a little wager. And
they had some competitive banter back and forth. Yeah,
they made a little wager, and Sansa, sensitive Sansa, she was just so scared for Sir Loras.
Right.
Sir Loras. Ned Stark told her, Sir Loras fights well. He good. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. And then that's when you hear Peter Baelish whisper over to Sansa and Ned, like, they know that the mountain horse is in heat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Sansa like, he wouldn't do that, Sir Lord. That's cheating. There's no honor in that. Yeah, no honor, but a little bit of gold. You know what I'm talking about?
A little bit of gold. There you go. Goes a long way.
Yeah. So that's what we get from that. And then I want one of y'all to tell us what happened between the mountain and Sir Loras.
Well, and just a cool point after that, what Peter Baelish said to Renly Baratheon, and he was like, "And when will you see your man?" You know what I'm saying? It was something like that.
Your man. Yeah, he insinuated their relationship.
And I got that right here. Your friend.
Exactly.
When will you be having your friend? And Renly looked at him and shut the fuck up real quick.
Like,
real quick. He said,
"How you know that?"
No, he know. He
like, how you know I'm sweet? How you know that?
You know.
They know.
Women, my lord.
Yeah. It ain't a lot of them that got the balls to say it to him like the way that Baelish did, Hey, but Littlefinger had his way.
Baelish got his way with words, man. He say what he say to a lot of people in the way that he say it.
On JC.
On my mom.
Yep. And so next we got the actual joust between Sir Loras Hightower and
no Sir Loras Tyrell.
Yeah.
Sir Loras Tyrell and Sir Sandor. No, not Sandor.
Sir Gregor.
Gregor, Sir Gregor Clegane. Yeah. So once they have the, you know, they approach, and when you see them approaching each other, you don't anticipate what's going to happen. But he knocked the mountain off his horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was quite something to be able to do. Seeing as the mountain is like 6'9", 350 pounds.
Humongous.
So,
and then Strong is all out.
Regular size knight.
Yeah. I mean, anyone would have anticipated that he was going to do to Sir Loras what he did to Sir Hugh, right?
Exactly.
Of course.
We would at least assume that, but it just didn't work out that way
because they knew
Loras'
that
benefit.
Because they knew, like we just mentioned earlier, that his horse was
in heat. And that was the advantage.
Right
I don't know what makes the advantage. Was the horse slower? Did it sit lower? The
horse was more attracted to his horse. Like he had a girl horse, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. A mare. There you go. A mare. He had a mare.
And stallions and shit. Yeah.
Exactly. So when a horse is in heat, they know the male horse already knew that Sir Loras' horse was in heat. So that's why he was so thirsty to get close to her, and the way he was riding was off.
Okay, so it went to a disadvantage for Sir Gregor.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. And wait, when Sir Gregor fall off that horse, man, what did he get up and do? Pull out that broadsword.
Man. So yeah, he got a sword about as long as his body. Snapped, put the horse, chopped the horse neck like almost off, if not completely off, and then he started to go for Sir Loras, and that's when we get
that engagement with his brother, right?
Yeah, that's when you had a hound step in, and then he come in, and they get to battling and everything.
Hold on, real quick. Let's this the scene I wanted to play. I had to clip it up, but hold on. Let me play it right quick from that moment.
I was trying to describe.
Yeah, from that moment. This is one of the clips that we had, and we already talked past most of it, but I'm gonna toss it up. I don't know if y'all noticed it. I'm sure y'all did. You see how close he came to almost beheading the hound at the end there?
Yeah, man. If he wouldn't have took that one knee, his head would have been chopped off his body, man.
Down the road
because
somewhere.
You see the two different reactions from Gregor and Sander, right?
Yeah.
The mountain, the hound his king's face, right? The mountain so much.
Instantly.
Right? The mountain pissed off. He throw the sword. That's a sign of disrespect in my mind, but who go check him?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Who go check
the king mountain? Was even scared to check him. He said, hey, let him go.
Right. Yeah, true. Let him go. When they tried to block him later. Yeah, I didn't want to play it because it's in the end of the video, but yeah, I think that was just interesting again to see the mountain and the hound kind of,
that
first time
first interaction with each other.
That was their first interaction that we know of. And then of course we're gonna see the piece de resistance later, but what we got next?
So from there we got Tyrion.
From there we go into the next clip.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't realize they were back to back.
Okay,
you want to just play it, or we'll set it up, or just go ahead?
Just play
it. All right.
They can see it better than I can tell it.
Yeah, he. That's the reason why Jon Snow's so good, because of Sir Roger.
Man, don't do that, bro. That's why King Robb Stark.
Doing too much right now.
You feel me?
Yeah, you're doing too much.
He damn sure could have been on the Titanic type film though, like straight up. Yeah. He looked like he's from 1913.
That's the captain.
Yeah.
everybody from Game of Thrones look like they from 1319.
Kids.
You know it for sure. But yeah, I think again that was significant that Tyrion did not take the chance to jump on that horse. Could he have really survived on the East Road? Could he have survived long enough for whoever was out looking for him from his father's army would reach him? I don't think so.
No way possible Tyrion would have been able to survive.
Yeah. He was stuck in between the Vale and the Hill tribes anyway. So
exactly.
He not alone. If Bronn went with him, then maybe, but no,
He'd have stood a chance.
Himself.
But yeah, no, not at all. There's only so much bribing that you can do.
Exactly.
Only so much coin that you can give. It's a lot,
right? Especially when he don't have the coin on him.
Yeah.
Technically, you know what I mean. So it ain't like he just pass it out or risk getting robbed by somebody who don't care about your land and your titles and your family and all that.
Like them people that we just seen attacking them.
Yeah, exactly. They literally are like a different version of the wildlings. They don't care about the things you care about.
Yeah.
You know. All right, so next we back at Winterfell, and Maester Luwin is testing Bran on his lessons of the Seven Kingdoms, the families, the sigils, and their houses.
Yeah, and Bran was acting a little slow at the start. You know what I'm saying? He was acting like he was a little touched.
Yeah,
I think he was messing with. He was basically trolling Maester Luwin. I think that's what he was doing more than anything because he knew. Then they got into it. Huh?
Let's not forget to point out the fact that Theon was there shooting arrows at shooting bow and arrows at a target, and he was hitting them. And he was hitting them.
He shot about 8 to 10 of them, and he was hitting good aim. So the Starks raised him well.
Absolutely.
But I think a significant part was when he said family, truth, and honor, and he kept questioning why his mother left. If family comes first, and Maester Luwin was trying to get him to understand that she left to protect the family, and he couldn't wrap his mind around the concept of how is her not being here protecting us.
The family.
True.
Yeah, and that was one of those things you see the Stark kids go through a different level of that, and everywhere they are, once they're all separated. Once Arya and Sansa and Ned goes to King's Landing, and then
Bran and
the brothers
leaves. And you get what I mean? Now, you know what I'm saying? So it's that thing that they all go through with now the separation, because who knew how the separation would affect them in the future?
Absolutely.
Other than all of Ned Stark's decisions.
It's a little hot over here, guys. I'm still in the pod. I'm just gonna grab me a little juice. I'm still participating.
All right, for sure.
Thing. We're gonna keep discussing.
No, I am too, as well.
Oh yeah, you got your headphones in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he can still hear us for sure. So, and that a small detail or part of that scene as well was Bran and Maester Luwin overall speaking about Bran being crippled.
Yeah.
And Theon is shooting the arrows, kind of talking back at him like, you can still do stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're a Stark. Don't worry about it. It sucks. You still got your mind. You know what I'm saying? You're not touched in the head like Hodor.
And at some point, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna grow up and you're gonna run a castle. They trying to let them know, it's still hope.
Lord. You're gonna
be straight.
Lord. Yeah, exactly. You're gonna be good.
Little Lord Jesus. Yeah.
And even more to the fact of Maester Luwin bringing up if he's able to, because they spoke about. Bran said that he didn't think he'd be able to be an archer because he needs his feet. And Maester Luwin was like, nah, if you master that saddle that Tyrion gave you the blueprints for, you could be as good as any man with legs type.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I think that was significant because, again, everything we see Roderick do, everything we see Maester Luwin do, it ties directly to what's always best for the Starks, the father, the mother, the children. And I think that's cool that they had that conversation, and you can see a little light in Bran kind of be like,
you can see he got some hope in his eyes after he hear that from Maester Luwin. After he let him know that Dothraki boys start when they 5 and 6 years old to learn from Saddleback. So
Exactly. So that was inspiring part of it to keep Bran moving forward. Very next scene, we got Theon and Pound Town and Roz, man.
Yeah.
She was like
you also get a little back and forth banter between them, you know what I mean? Because she's trying to kind of tweak off him because he's a ward.
Yeah.
And she's challenging the fact about him being with the Starks and being the ward and all of that. And and then again, she's a whore, she's a prostitute. So
and he gets a little jealous. He gets a little jealous too.
Oh
that's what I'm saying.
She definitely comes out because he hears about her time with Tyrion, and Tyrion also tells him about his time with Rob.
That's how he heard about it. Tyrion told him. I said I try. He said I try not to wear out too much.
Yeah, exactly.
So he already knew. So he told me I always wondered what the little people are down there. She's like, oh, he's great with his fingers and his tongue. And I was like, oh, this dude, you can see him getting redder and redder. Like, just how dare you? And I'm like, bro, you done fell in love with a hooker. What are we talking about?
It happens to the best of them.
She took his V, so yeah, it's one of them things like Aegon or Aemon, but that's a whole nother conversation.
It happens to the best of them.
Imagine Peter Bailey. It didn't happen to Peter. He's a stone cold pimp.
It happens to some of the best of them.
Some of them, but most of them really.
Put on love with
man. From there.
Oh shit! I did before.
After we get,
just kidding.
Lord, Theon the Lord. After we get Lord Theon pounding down Roz, we go right into a scene where Arya is chasing the cat.
Yeah, chasing the cat.
Pick up right there with that.
Yeah.
Here our next clip.
Let's start by let's not move over the point that the guard said that your dad is probably somewhere in a tavern getting pissed on. What the fuck are you talking
by his friends? That's what I say. Them some crazy friends. What? You couldn't even tell me you thought about doing that to me. We ain't friends no more, bro. You pissed on me, bro. You better hope I don't kick you in your pisser shit. You what?
Kids.
What?
Ooh.
That was insane.
It was.
But the details that she gave him, first of all, that was Varys and Illyrio speaking about one hand dying and why not another hand die to protect what they were trying to, cover up.
Yeah.
Because this hand is not the other.
There you go. Varys knew better.
Exactly.
Which is why he'll later go to Ned and try to talk to him about certain things. But again, Ned's decision making, man, is just consistently flawed. Yeah, bad decisions or the decisions he made resulted in everything being worse.
Yep.
Hey, Tone, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. My notes kind of short from here, so you're gonna have to, you know what I mean?
All right. Let me see.
Wait, no, so okay, right after that.
The next scene is Varys and Ned. Ned and Varys talking. Well, it starts off. Does it start off with Littlefinger and Varys?
Yeah, it's Littlefinger and Varys talking at first, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's later. That's later. Yeah,
it's Ned and Varys talking, and then Littlefinger later reveals that he saw blah 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 and all this other shit.
That's how they come to that. Oh well, I saw what you're doing. He like, well, I saw what you're doing too. Yeah. You're doing the same shit.
Exactly.
But Varys and Ned speak on Bran still having his mind and still being able to live the best life possible. Briefly, and Varys, in my opinion, he gets direct with Ned about King Robert, and he spoke about how few in the capital can be trusted, and King Robert could possibly meet the same fate as a Jon Arryn.
True.
Yeah.
Where he mentioned the Tears of Lys. They spoke about Sir Hugh. Ned inquires as he continues to investigate who paid him, what happened, why. Everything from Jon Arryn's death is steps and levels, even through to the two hits or chances of with Bran. The first time he had pushed out the tower, and then the second time with that attack. Ned has continued to ask questions and wait. Is this okay? I think I mixed that up. Okay.
No, it's all good. I know where we at.
Yeah, because
as far as that.
I was mixed up. Now this is Littlefinger and Varys.
What we showed.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my fault. No, I got mixed up.
It's all good. That's why I was like, when Littlefinger and Varys was talking, that was because Littlefinger revealed to him that he saw him, or he heard about him from one of his spies, that he was with Illyrio, and he's because Littlefinger told Varys that he saw him talking to Ned Stark.
Right, and that's the conversation about the Whisperers.
That's what we were just discussing just now.
Yeah, I threw it off. The Arya scene happens connected to the conversation of the wolf versus the lions, which is ironically the title of the episode. Yeah. So from there, Littlefinger and Varys was having a conversation about what would happen if the Queen found out that either of them was
discussing this,
discussing it specifically with Ned Stark. And then that's when they had that banter conversation back and forth. It's like, well, I saw you and I have whisperers and I have little birds, and they're doing this back and forth. It's like, hey, you try with me, I got you. We both go get
two of the coldest dudes in the whole episode, in the whole season.
Oh, yes, the whole series. Definitely, without a doubt. I just think the way that they navigate and maneuver, particularly being lowborn.
Yeah.
Particularly being lowborn. So they can stand with the rest of them, the highest of highborns, and make it as far as they've made it. Because, both of them got some crazy paths. Varys, I think, a little more than what I know about Peter Baelish. But moving on to the next scene. I
think we hear about Yoren from the Night's Watch. Yoren from the Night's Watch, because
I think Renly announces.
I was gonna say, because we had mixed it up a little bit, and that's when Arya come back and he asking her. Remember, he was asking her, "What were you doing in the dungeons?" and and that's when Yoren. Jory comes in and tells him that Yoren from the night, you got a man from the Night's Watch begging a word with you, and that's when Yoren comes in and tell him that what we might have to discuss this in private, and then he eventually tells him that his wife had taken the imp.
I confused all that. I got it back. I think I played the clip too early because I got her chasing the cat before, but she didn't chase the cat until right before Lord Varys and Littlefinger were in the throne room talking back and forth. Okay, so now we're at the scene where Jory interrupts as Ned is talking to Arya about he had people out looking for her and he was worried about her, and she told him about the Savage and the Bastards and the wolf versus the lion. And this is where Yoren Black, was it? Yoren from the Wall, the Night's Wall.
I don't know if his last name Black. I don't think we learned about his last name.
I don't think
his name is Yoren from Castle Black.
From the Knights from Castle Black. That's why I said Black, because he's from Castle Black from the Night's Watch. And he initially inquired about he was coming down to get men for the wall. But that's not why he's there now. He said he almost ran his horse to death trying to get there so that he can give Ned this information that your wife has taken the imp. Meaning Catelyn Stark took Tyrion Lannister hostage or captive, and he wanted to let him know by the time the word reaches King Robert and the Lannisters,
everybody's gonna know by tomorrow.
Everybody's gonna know by tomorrow, which is what he told them. So
on the morrow.
Exactly.
You see, I'm trying to get some of that jargon in there. Some of that
kids.
I think a key part, after Jory leads Arya out of Ned's office or quarters, she asks how many men do they have in King's Landing?
And the answer was 100.
100? Yeah, 100. It was 100. And she asked him, you wouldn't let anyone kill him, would you? And he was like, don't worry about that. We got his back.
No, what'd he say?
He was like, that isn't a worry of yours. Some kind of, he just kind of like, it was quick, but he was just like, that's nothing for you to worry about.
Yeah, he put her at ease. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, reassures her. That's what I got right here. So, next scene will be Cat, Roderick, and Tyrion arriving at the Vale.
Yep. And that's when they are met by Sir.
The Knight of the Veil. Forget his name.
I didn't get the name. Yeah, I know. I missed that one. That was one I missed. I didn't get his name.
Sir something.
Yeah, he Sir something, Knight of the Veil. His name will come up later. I want to say, if it's not this episode, it'll be the next episode.
No, it's this one for sure.
So Lysa Arryn, which is Catelyn Stark's sister. Ser Vardis. There we go. She was upset that she brought the imp to the Vale, and Cat advised her that he was her prisoner. And
and she was like, I told you not to trust him. And she was saying, well, you the one sent me the letter telling me about it. And she was like, yeah, I sent you the letter telling you not to trust them, not to bring one up in here.
Not to bring up one of them in here, which was, a point of contention between them. And then they hadn't seen each other in like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. Well, you can also understand what Tyrion was saying about her being a little touched.
She changed.
Her 9 or 10-year-old son is sitting there, getting breastfed by her, when this little boy should be eating some real
chicken
food.
Wings.
Right, yeah, some gold or some shit. That was some good little fake titty though.
It was some good
little fake titty. Yeah. I think I want to go back to a point as they entered the Vale, as they were still on the road leading into the Vale. Tyrion said that the Vale
is impregnable.
I'm told. Remember what he said, Sheldon?
Give me 10 good men and some climbing spikes. I'll impregnate the bitch.
Yep.
And Tyrion was like, "Oh, okay, I like you.
I like you."
And that was one of that journey all the way up to that moment is building more and more on the Bronn and Tyrion.
That
the relationship.
To build something.
Yeah, definitely.
And then when they first met, Bronn was the first one to give up his cabin for Lord Tyrion.
Yeah. Yep. You're absolutely right. It was a reason though, but it still was, a point of respect for what Bronn wanted, respect for what he could give, Exactly. I believe the next scene is the royal steward advising Ned that King Robert has summoned him to the small council meeting.
Yeah. Called the small council meeting, and it's about Daenerys Targaryen.
Elaborate on that.
Pretty much, Ned Stark was rushing to find what King Robert was anyway. So when he found out that the steward let him know that King Rob had called a small council meeting already, and he was like, "Oh man, is it about my wife?" And he's like, "No, it's about Daenerys Targaryen." So he's going to the small council meeting. As soon as he get there, King Robert let him know the whore is pregnant. So that's when. Yeah, I mean, we obviously know from a few episodes before that Ned Stark already got a problem with continuing the rebellion against the Targaryens. Yeah. He already hesitant about it, and he think it's not really a threat because they all the way across the narrow sea. The Dothrakians ain't got no ships. All they got is a big army, but they can't get across the water to them. Absolutely. So that's what Ned head is at with that.
Right. So, he's like, if they horses can't learn to swim, I'm not worried.
Exactly. So, but King Robert is just so like
he's adamant about destroying the Targaryen.
Enraged to the point where he just wants to kill every single Targaryen because.
But 17 years later, though, bro, God damn.
He wants to kill every single Targaryen that has ever lived. Because they messed up what he had wanted in his life or whatever. We'll learn about that.
It's because, I mean, but the absolute reason is because they lay legitimate
claims. They threaten his,
you know what I'm saying?
His what's the term? His
succession or
right, but his claim to the throne, but then also his children's claims after him is what he was concerned with as well. Probably not so much. You know what I'm saying? But his namesake for the most part. Yeah.
Because even if people found out that they were Targaryens alive,
they're gonna start his claim to throne against him possibly because he's not a good king either already.
Yeah, true. And it's just like, bro, you usurp their other Targaryens around, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we need to get the right people back on the throne. You know what I'm saying? In a bloodline succession.
Exactly, the sixth bloodline succession. Yeah, and the entire usurper thing starts to come back into play.
Exactly,
like it was many years before. But he's King Robert now. But once they start calling him the usurper, Robert Baratheon, instead of King Robert, then that becomes a problem, and that challenges
absolutely his
legitimacy within the kingdom. So I think that's always key to point out, just because hell, that's how this world works with Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, and let's not also forget the fact that everybody that was sitting on the council at that time, Lord Varys, Lord Peter Baelish, Lord Renly Baratheon, Grand Maester Pycelle, everybody was in agreement to kill Daenerys Targaryen except for Ned Stark.
Everyone gave their, and I think it went in like a nice little order. How I think it was first Lord Varys.
You my council.
Yeah.
Talk some sense to this idiot.
This honorable fool. Yeah.
I got a question though.
What
and let's not spend too much time on it because I know it's not on the syllabus. How do you think that plan would have went into play to kill Daenerys Targaryen?
You stupid as hell. Say that again. I ain't hear shit you saying out the syllabus, nigga.
So, how do you think the plan would have went into play to kill Daenerys Targaryen? Because I believe the only person that Varys had over there was Sir Friendzone, and he definitely was never gonna do nothing to her. So how would they?
Low key fool. You say Sir Friendzone?
Sir Friendzone. How would they put
you
that?
Say Sir Friendzone. What's wrong with this dude, man?
That was wrong.
Well, yeah, but like, how the fuck would they put that into play if you?
It was all like, nigga. What we gonna see is exactly what would have went into play.
Got you.
And if it wasn't
I don't know.
Friendzone,
he wouldn't have did it.
Though. Okay. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think at a certain point, even when he found out that she was pregnant and the girl wanted to feed her dog, and then he was like, "No, we'll get some rabbits or some goats or something. I need to ride for the city of Tor or whatever it was." Qohor, that one of the crazy cute cities. Yeah, he had to ride to Qohor to give the message to send back. Even when he did that, I think that was his last efforts to betray her.
Okay.
And then, of course, we find out later what happens. But I think even if they even if they would have been able to get word to him, they can't send an army to go kill her.
That's what I'm saying.
How did they get word? I mean, look, let's talk about this in the spoiler section.
All right, we can do that.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So, again, Littlefinger, Renly, Pycelle, Varys, all of them agree with King Robert that King Robert said he wants the Daenerys dead, her baby dead, and Viserys. He wants all of them dead. He didn't say nothing about Khal Drogo or none of them Dothrakis.
Exactly.
He wanted the Targaryen blood.
No, he wanted no smoke with the Dothrakis. We're gonna learn that later.
Yeah, we all gonna figure that out.
I mean, I would talk my shit too if I was across the narrow sea. I'll talk all my shit.
That's
fuck
true.
Y'all Dothraki, dirty, you know what I'm saying?
You fucking savages and all of these, all that shit.
Dirt eating, foreign language speaking motherfuckers.
Yeah, they eat dog and they eat rats and shit. Yeah, they do. They cut your fucking head off, kill your whole family.
From there, we see Ned just in disagreement with everything that King Robert wants to do. Concerning Daenerys Targaryen as far as getting her killed.
Right.
So obviously, King Robert tells him, well, if you ain't gonna, if I can't find a hand that's gonna do, if you're not gonna be the hand that's gonna do what I need you to do, then I'll find another one who will. And that's when we see Ned Stark just give up his pen and
take off the badge. He handed
the badge and handed it over. He like, I will find somebody else then. That's what he said. I'll hang you for this.
I'll hang you. I'll have your head
on a spike.
On a spike.
I'll have your head on a spike. Go back to Winterfell.
He ordered him back to Winterfell. So the next scene is Ned
getting low,
getting ready to get out of there, get out of that jam.
Yo.
He packing up.
he was packing shit up. That nigga took all type of rolled up letters.
All type of scrolls and messages
like,
from Ravens and shit. He took everything. And then he ordered Jory to round up all the men and protect Sansa and Arya's quarters.
Right. And he also told him to get his best swords.
His best 2 swordsmen.
Hold on, wait, real quick. Who was his best 2 swords?
They weren't good enough.
That's a trivia question because I damn sure don't know.
Okay, bet. I'm gonna ask that in the trivia part. I asked you already, but y'all can think about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna think on that because it's tough. That's a tough one. But Littlefinger enters and he tells Ned Stark that he know he's leaving and he's busy, but if he had some time before he left, he wanted to take him to the last person who spoke to Jon Arryn before he fell ill.
Mm-hmm. And it was a whore.
In the service of Peter Baelish.
Yep. And
we also find out that this young lady has had a child by none other than King Robert himself.
Big Rob.
So we got at least 2 bastard children, one boy and 1 girl so far that we know of.
Yeah.
Other than his alleged other golden-haired babies with Cersei.
Yeah. And I think he was like, Lord, the king went on for a number of times. For what did he say, Sheldon? He said the king went on for a while after you left. Pretty much saying that, he kept on talking shit when you was gone, bro.
Oh yeah, no, he said
right.
His grace went on at length about you.
Yeah, length.
You left. The word treason was used.
It was right. Like, hey, it was bandied about. That's what he said.
So
correct me if I'm wrong, but is this now where we see Lysa breastfeed Robin?
No. We seen that already. We
saw that already.
Yeah.
That's only
right here. We see after Ned and the young lady who had Robert, King Robert's son,
young bastard son. Yeah,
his bastard son. Right after we see that, that's when we see.
How long?
Ned.
Wait. Before you get there, correct me. What happened to when Renly and Loras were? He was shaving Loras.
Doing the shaving shit.
He was shaving him as a bad. That was after.
That ain't came up yet.
No, because where you going is the last scene.
No, man. Yeah, man.
No, you're right. But the finding the more of King Robert's bastards at the brothel was the scene where right before the ending.
Last. Yeah. You're right.
So we got. I'm just real quick. The scene where Lysa's breastfeeding Robin had a few details in it. We already passed it, but I just want to touch on these real quick and I won't ramble. The seed is strong is something that Lysa stated was one of Jon Arryn's last words. She believed it to be related to Robin.
Yeah.
And then that led her efforts to make sure Robin became the Lord of the Vale.
And let me correct myself. You was absolutely right, Tone. That's the exact scene where we see the little nipple getting breastfed on.
Yeah, the little good fake titty.
Yeah. And then that's when we see Tyrion and Lysa Arryn discussing, whether or not he is responsible for the crimes of Jon Arryn's death and pushing Bran
and attacking Bran. So now that that conversation happens where Tyrion says, I've been quite busy. I tried to kill the boy and I killed Jon Arryn.
Oh, have I killed him too?
Yeah.
So I've been doing a lot of shit that I ain't aware of, but y'all all this shit. What's going on?
Yeah.
And I got his name right here. Ser Vardis introduces Tyrion to Mord and the Sky Dungeon.
Don't sleep, little dwarf man.
He played the hell out of that role. I don't know what he like in real life, but he played that role. He played the hell out of that one.
And he was kind of
Go ahead.
He was a little slow.
He was touched. Yeah, he was that close from being Hodor, bro. Come on.
You ain't lying.
Yeah, and then they put him in the Sky Dungeon, which is a big, huge dungeon on the cliff on the side of a cliff on an angle with no outer wall.
Right.
Hundreds of feet above the ground. He put Tyrion in the Sky Dungeon, which visually, this should have been a scene where we at least played 15 seconds so you could get a visual of it.
Oh, don't even trip.
That's some scary. There we go. There we go. That's the Sky Dungeon. Right there. That's how high he is. That was high. That looked higher than the Moon Door almost, or just as high.
It's about the same, but about the same amount of height.
I was imagining it was a little closer, but no, that's damn near
the only protection you got is like nothing.
There we go. Y'all see that? That's the Sky Dungeon right there that Tyrion is in. And it's sloped. It's on an angle going towards the wall with no outer wall.
And you can tell because you see the water dripping.
You see the water dripping in the scene. Exactly, Mundo.
So pretty much it's for the viewers, it's we're not gonna kill your ass instantly, but if you go to sleep, then
you might roll over.
And you happen to die.
That's a different level of anxiety and fear, fright.
You're gonna have to sleep in the corner like this.
Yeah.
We'll see how somebody sleeping in a little bit. You might
slide down like that. You never even know.
And then you wake up sliding.
You're done.
I ain't going.
How you gonna wake up dead?
Wake up dead. That's a good one. I mean, the first time I heard it, I ain't wrapped my mind around it until I had to think about it. I'm gonna wake up dead. But so real quick, we got Renly and Loras having their little scene. We know that they're lovers. Loras is shaving Renly.
Shaving all the hair off of Renly.
He likes some hairless for whatever reason. I don't know if he talked about it, but it was just like heavy paws, like for real. And they speak on the people thinking Renly isn't tough enough, and Renly's, and so Loras is trying to show his support that if something happens to Robert, for him to take the throne and usurp Stannis and Robert's children. That was more. That's why I wanted to bring that conversation up, even though the scene was super pause worthy, especially the end. But the conversation they were having in reference to King Robert just wanting to hunt and kill, and he didn't want to go out on a hunt with him, which he ended up. They're gonna end up going on a hunt, and they speak on Renly and the Tyrells backing. Loras and the Tyrells backing Renly's challenge to the throne if it comes to that.
Right. Yeah.
And then we good on that thing. Unless you got something quick to add.
No, that was pretty much it on that scene, man. You know, they discussing what you said they discussed. And he was just pretty much pledging his support for Renly if something was to ever happen in the future, you know.
And I think it's a combination of what you just said, he pledging his support, but also trying to it felt like he was trying to nudge him a little bit.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Absolutely. Trying to influence or motivate him or put some thoughts in his head so he can start the way that Cersei does Joffrey. Yeah. And the way she thought she was going to do Robert. She tried a couple times with Robert. That shit didn't work. He don't even like her, which leads us to the next scene where King Robert and Cersei speak on Ned Stark, him not being a hand no longer. She really was like, he's a strong person. You may need that.
Told him he's serious enough.
He's serious. That's what it was. He was serious enough person for what they got going on and what he possibly would need for a hand of the king. King Robert again expresses his worry about Daenerys, Khal Drogo, and the Dothraki army. Cersei blows it off like we're not worried about.
Let me point out, this is the first we kind of hear about the Dothraki army and the challenge that they would face if they were to face them. King Robert says himself, if Daenerys or if Viserys Targaryen shows up with an army of a Dothraki horde at his back of 50,000, only a fool would meet the Dothraki in the open
field.
Yeah, you know how to quote this shit, don't you? Only a fool would meet the Dothraki in an open field. That's the exact quote. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. And then he say, so what we gonna do? We just gonna a smart king would sit up in his castle and let the Dothraki raid and rape and pillage from town to town. And how long do you think they gonna just be behind they asking T King.
True.
They cowardly king who just sitting behind his high walls and letting these people come and kill all his subjects.
Yep.
You know
and
what
that
I mean?
leads
So that's
to the main
where
question.
his head was at on that. That's
So
why
he
he's so like in his head about Viserys and Daenerys being, her being pregnant and getting the Dothraki army and coming over to Westeros. In his head, it could possibly happen.
Because of the obvious worry that they're going to take what belongs to them in the first place, right?
Exactly. They're going to take back
still
what
is
he
a
took.
usurper.
At the end of the day,
still is the usurper, Robert Baratheon, regardless of what is going on, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then he asked her an important question: what's better, 5 or 1? And she says 5, and he was like 5, 1 fist, 1 army. Well, so that was his way of kind of getting her to understand, because she kept blowing the shit off. Like, if they're the Dothraki whore and her army can't.
His reason, I feel like his reason for saying that was because he was describing this army that was the army when they first started the rebellion. When he had the Lords of the Vale, he had the Lords of the North, he had
the Reach,
the Lords of Storm's End.
Yeah.
All of these lords combined to one with one purpose, which is to kill the Mad King and take over you know what I mean? Now you got
splintered.
All these, it's too much.
Yeah,
it's all over the place. Everybody got their own agendas now. Ned Stark want to run to the north and bury his head in the snow. His father wants what he say his father wants gold and Then she asks him, what do he want?
He just want to drink and hunt.
He just want to drink and hunt and whore.
And I think this is the first time we see King Robert and Cersei speak about their marriage. And she asks him about Lyanna Stark, which he says, you've never asked me about her.
Yeah.
Never, not once, if you asked me about her. And he tell her the truth, man. He let it be known, like, she was the love of my life. Like, in the way he spoke, as if Cersei didn't exist or wasn't important. And you can see in the scene, in the moment, a lot of things he said touched her. But she knew. She been fucking her brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, got all these issues going on.
Another thing that I would like to point out in that she asked him, was it ever like within their whole marriage, like they've been married for over 17 years, because you know what I'm saying? But within their whole marriage, she asked him, was there ever a chance for us at any point that we could possibly be together for real? And he told her, no.
Hell no.
He admits to her that it's not real. It never was real. And that's when she either said it before or after he answered that question. Cersei speaks on the ghost of Lyanna Stark causing a rift or issue between them. And she's always known it, even with everything they've been through as husband and wife for the last 17 years.
Right.
Yeah. And next we move on to Ned. Previously, Littlefinger found Ned and inquired or told him that he can find the person that spoke to Jon Arryn right before he fell ill. And it turns out to be a woman from the brothel. And she had a daughter that was King Robert's bastard. And he finds out that from the young lady, the mother of the daughter, he finds out that Jon Arryn was really interested in making sure the babies were provided for and were taken care of. Which is why he visited Renly so much. Renly was older, you know what I mean? So he was able to see him more. He could, the baby, he just had found out about a baby that's 2 months old versus a 18-year-old boy or 17, however old Renly was.
Gendry. Let's not confuse the audience. You see
Gendry.
His name.
I said Renly. Okay, Renly Baratheon is Robert Baratheon's younger brother. Gendry Baratheon.
His name is not Baratheon. His name is Gendry Rivers.
Gendry Snow or Gendry
Rivers.
Okay, Gendry Rivers is the King Robert's bastard son that works as a blacksmith.
He was a bastard born in like the Riverlands toward like Storm's End and all of that.
Yeah, and that's how they get their name. Snow is snow, sand is sand,
North.
rivers is rivers. So yeah, it makes sense. But I didn't know that actually. He just introduced himself as Renly Baratheon multiple times, so it kind of threw me off with just saying his name. And I keep saying Renly, but Gendry.
Yeah.
Gendry is the bastard. Renly is King Robert's youngest brother.
Highborn brother.
Exactly.
Super highborn.
Okay, next we have Ned exiting that said brothel.
It goes down.
Across a very interesting scene.
It's about to go down.
Kids.
Oh.
Now we get the title.
Look at his face.
We get to the true nature of the title. Exactly.
Wow.
There we go. That
Yeah,
ends
man.
the episode,
So that was the
fellas.
end of episode 5, season 1. The Lion and the Wolf. Yeah, man. So that was right there was the title.
The Wolf and the Lion.
Episode. The Wolf and the Lion. I'm sorry, the Wolf and the Lion. But you know, by what right? But yeah.
All right,
man.
so we go get off into that next segment.
Yeah, let's go on and do that so we can start talking. But I just wanted to end this segment real quick. Yeah, man, you have Lord Sheldon here of the Holy City.
House Calhoun, nigga. Stick to House Calhoun. Look, you talking about Holy City. Well, no, you just like being the Reach. So Holy City is the Reach, and then it's House Calhoun, but
House
Lord
Calhoun
Sheldon.
from the Holy City.
They're from Holy City. There you go. I get you.
Come on, man. Like you got Lord Lannister from Casterly Rock.
Mm-hmm. Lord Calhoun from Holy City.
Yeah, man. I'm just Lord Calhoun from Holy City, man. Hey, that's so wrong.
You're stupid as hell.
Let me stop tweaking. But yeah, please, let's just get into this next segment, man. I got a lot I want to ask y'all.
All right, so we go on the spoiler alert?
Yes, sir.
First of Its Name podcast is not responsible for ruining Game of Thrones for you. Proceed with caution at your own risk.
And remember, you were warned.
You were warned. Now let's talk about it. First thing I want to discuss, Jabron, you said something earlier about what would have happened if they would have just went through with it.
Yeah.
If they would have just said, if Ned would have been like, all right, well, fuck it, let's go and kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, obviously, we wouldn't have had no season 7 and season 8.
It's a great thing.
One of them.
Right, they could have told the story, but a lot of the story wouldn't have mattered at that point if they got rid of Daenerys.
Exactly. You needed this Targaryen girl to acquire an army and be a threat.
And hold on, since this is the spoiler alert, how first of all, I have two ironic things. The first ironic thing is that when they heard out that she was pregnant, they thought that it was a child. That's the first thing.
Wait, say that again?
When they found out that Daenerys is pregnant, they thought that it was a child.
They thought it was a child.
That's the first thing. A kid. It wasn't.
They thought that Daenerys was a child?
It leads to the other eggs, not her eggs, but other eggs.
Yes.
Oh.
And secondly,
they thought of another. You saying that King Robert thought of another Targaryen dynasty?
Yes. And
gotcha.
Secondly, the conversation that you guys talked about, that we talked about a little earlier, about maybe 20 minutes ago, with when Robert said the 1 or the 5.
Mm-hmm.
Cersei didn't learn too much.
No,
this is spoiler.
not at all.
This spoilers alert. She got smarter and smarter, but she didn't learn too much from him. And season 1 tells the entire story of Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? And in the end, she didn't learn anything. It took all that to happen. It took all that to fly to the dragon pit, to her to believe. And when she finally believed, it was way too late. She had no idea it was
King
too late.
Robert.
She was 3 kids dying too late by that point.
King Robert was the coldest, like, on the battlefield. Yeah. Nobody was better than him. Only person
in his
that
day
probably had better strategies was Stannis.
Was Rhaegar. Well, on the battlefield, Rhaegar would have fucked him up.
Yeah. How they fought?
No, Robert killed Rhaegar.
Y'all think he killed him on the head up?
I mean, it may have been some Arthur Dayne shit or the way they got Ned.
We haven't seen that like the way we seen Sir Arthur Dayne get killed.
We haven't. But it's in the book. It's in the history and lore. It's in all that.
From what we know, from what I know, is different from what you know. All I know is the stories that the kids know, that they grew up on, that King Robert smashed his motherfucking breastplate in with his hammer. That's all we know.
Got you.
Well, no, but see, that's the difference.
Right now, we in the spoiler alert section.
It is the same thing as someone said as Arthur Dayne, though. It's the same thing.
The kids only know the same thing about Sir Arthur Dayne that we know about Prince Rhaegar and Robert, right? We only know what they were being told, but we know because of the spoilers that we can give going when Bran becomes a three-eyed raven later,
we can see that
where he witnesses it.
Yeah.
Before then, there was no question of if Ned Stark actually hand-to-hand battle, one-on-one killed Sir Arthur Dayne.
Yeah.
So even in that, we don't have no other outside view of what happened between Rhaegar and Robert.
So you please tell us what happened right now. I want to know.
Listen, sir, you got to. Sorry, my brother. You got to do your own research.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
hey, you know what, man? Okay, all right. I'm gonna continue with what I had to say anyway.
No. But one more thing. So yeah. But all the since it's a spoiler alert, we're talking about Rhaegar. All the dialogue in season 1, and all the faces that we're gonna get into in the next episode. Clearly, so I don't even want to do too much about it. Do too much right now. But everything led up to, and you know what I'm talking about. That Rhaegar was not that dude. You know what I'm saying? That Rhaegar was not that dude. And Rhaegar was the finest swordsman of his day. We ain't talking about Arthur Dayne because they lived in the same day. You know what I'm saying? Rhaegar was a prince. You know what I'm saying? The prince actually fought on the battlefield. Sir Arthur Dayne was a knight. He's a sir. You know what I'm saying? He was the nicest with two swords. He can do all type of shit. But Rhaegar, Robert Baratheon, was not known as the finest guy in Westeros or the Seven Kingdoms. He might have been he might have been that nigga in Storm's End. You know what I'm saying? But everybody knew Rhaegar was that dude. You know what I'm saying? All around. You know what I'm saying?
Westeros.
If it took 4 nights, 3-4 nights.
That's just like everybody know Aemond is a fucking fierce dragon rider all throughout the fucking Westeros land.
Everybody knows Daemon is the greatest,
the finest swordsman throughout the Westeros land.
So if somebody like a squire kills Daemon, then that squire would low key, actually high key, get that status.
He gets knighted immediately.
Oh God! I just wanted to say a couple things about that. About how Robert beat Rhaegar. I don't believe it was a head up. You know what I'm saying? From my studies, I don't believe it was a head up. It was.
I mean, shit.
Pardon me.
It couldn't have really been a head up if we being honest, because they armies was bigger than the Targaryen army. If I'm not mistaken, the only people that the Targaryens had was the Lannisters, and the Lannisters rebelled against them at the end.
I guess you're right.
Right, but I think we all referring to the moment on the battlefield where we assume it's even it's him with 50 men and him with 1,000 men. They still met face to face at some point. Whether or not it turned out to be a one-on-one battle,
true,
is debatable. I don't even think it's actually debatable from the lore for what I've read, and I can't wait to get these books. But the specific nature was Robert beat him because he was stronger. Rhaegar was faster, but Robert's brute strength is what made the difference in their battle.
Okay.
All right, go ahead, Lord Sheldon.
And then also, wait real quick, Sir Arthur Dayne wasn't there to protect his prince.
Exactly.
That was probably the biggest dynamic of
That was the hugest dynamic.
That was the biggest dynamic or cause part of the equation that why Rhaegar didn't
the usurper, your friend the usurper would be dead.
Yeah.
Or would be beneath the ground. Rhaegar lies beneath the ground.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah. Okay, so I got a question for both of y'all real quick, man. What exactly was the line that King Robert said to the Clegane brothers to get them to stop fighting?
That's easy as fuck.
It is. It's very easy. It's level. It's like level 1. What's before 1? It's like that level of a question.
The nigga said,
line, I don't know.
He said, stop in the name of your king.
Stop this madness in the name of your king, or something.
There you go. There you go.
Stop this madness in the name of your king.
Sir Tone, Roy got it.
Nigga, I started it off. I said stop.
You did.
You right.
You did.
Right.
But I said the exact line.
You right. It ain't horseshoes. It's correct and it's incorrect. I was incorrect. Tone was right. Sir Tone was right.
Now I got a question. I got another question. What is the sigil of House Baratheon?
Nigga, the stag, the red stag.
A what?
It's called a stag. So so you would probably think it's a ram with a lot of horns. It's called a stag, the red stag. STAG.
That's incorrect.
No, House Baratheon is very correct, nigga. Fuck you talking about?
Yeah, that's stupid as hell.
It's incorrect because it's a trick question.
Bro, don't trick question me, dog.
I did it already, G.
Bro, I feel like you ever seen Ghost Dad?
I don't know what that is.
Ghost
Bill
Dad.
Cosby movie, bro. He died and he was running around still living his kid's life as a ghost and shit. What?
Oh,
You
wow.
don't know Ghost Dad?
Yeah, and at one
come
point,
on, bro.
At one point, this white boy was talking shit to his daughter, and he stuck his hand through the phone and choked his ass.
Yeah, he did.
That's what I'm thinking about right now, bro. Stop playing with me, man.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
So what's the
He reached the other hand through and slap his ass.
It is a stag.
Yeah.
But it's a crowned stag now that Robert is king.
That was that's a tricky question. That's a good question.
Okay. So what? So that means that the sigil that Robert has at King's Landing would be crowned, but the sigil that's at Storm's End wouldn't be, would it?
No, because that's Renly Baratheon crib.
Okay.
But what was the question again?
What is the sigil of House Baratheon?
That would be a stag, nigga.
House would be a stag.
But it's a crown stag now that Robert is king.
No, that's why I just asked the difference. So the banners from...
Well, you know what? That's a good question. I wouldn't know that. It could be a crown stag because Robert is king. I don't know.
But later on, since we a spoiler alert, later on when Renly and Stannis are going at it...
Both of them crown stags because both of them kings at the time.
Right, but no, the banner that Renly had when they was out on the field or at the near the water or something, and he had Melisandre or Missandei, which I always mix them names. Melisandre.
Yeah.
That Melisandre is the witch, bitch. Yeah, the red witch. So she was when they was talking about they was going back and forth like, what's that on your banner, brother?
Yeah.
And he was like, it's shit.
Why is your stag on fire?
Why is your stag on fire? There we go. Renly's didn't have a crown.
Yeah, that's because none of them was anointed by the High Septon in the 7. King Robert was crowned before the masses.
Okay, so let's say Ned Stark became king, and they crowned the wolf at King's Landing, but the banner at Winterfell will still be just at the end. That's at Storm's End where Renly was the Lord.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I'm asking. I'm not saying I'm right, nobody wrong. I'm asking for clarification. No, that's a good question.
The crown stag would specifically be King Robert's, but the standard for the house would make sense to be the regular stag, right?
Of course, yeah.
Because Stannis went on and got the flame stag because of the King of Light or Fire or whatever the fuck with
the reason I said the crown stag is because when Maester Luwin was asking Bran all of those questions, and he asked him what is the sigil of House Baratheon, he said it's a stag. And then Bran corrected himself and said, "Well, it's now it's the crown stag. Now that Robert is king."
Okay, so his being crowned king affects the sigil for his house overall, not just at King's Landing.
That's what from that scene. That's what I got.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was asking. I didn't know if
that's a good question because that's a good question because like you say, like okay, if House Martell if House Martell become the fucking the king of the Iron Throne, is all the shit in Dorne gonna be crowned?
Right.
True.
Or at least for House Martell, Dorne the whole country. House Martell is just
it's all
the ones in charge. Yeah,
exactly.
So it'd be just like
all the Martell shit in Dorne gonna be crowned.
Or Lannister, somebody be a Lannister, which never officially a Lannister never had the crown.
That's not true.
Lannister. Hold on. Who?
Cersei.
All illegitimate. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The crown
is
a crown.
That's right.
Illegitimate.
And this bitch was crowned before the Masters.
True. And
right. She was a whole fucking. Yeah. She was another usurper, but okay.
And damn, yeah.
It's only because she had the mountain and fucking Jamie and them. Tywin was already dead.
And she had Qyburn ass.
Qyburn was so cold.
That nigga was so much more than. Yeah, that nigga was literally like he made the mountain. You know what I'm saying?
He made the mountain.
Like
he made the mountain. He found out that all of that shit was under the scepter Baelor.
The wildfire. Yeah.
Exactly, man. This nigga was cold.
Yeah, Qyburn was cold. Yeah. And nigga rose from Maester to Hand of King. Who else did that?
Not even Maester. He wasn't even a Maester. He got his chain snatched.
He got fucking kicked out of the Citadel.
Y'all right.
He wasn't even no fucking Maester then.
Because he was doing wild ass experiments.
Exactly.
He's training. They kicked him out of the Citadel for working on all type of ungodly, whatever the fuck Pycelle called it.
Man, I had another question too, man. Oh yeah, what's the name of Jory's best two swords? The ones that didn't help.
The ones that got worked?
The ones that got speared instantly? Thing 1 and thing 2, nigga, I don't know.
He's talking about you get your best two swords. All right, I got him.
That nigga said, their names is Heward and Will.
I missed that altogether.
I see how they got worked.
I asked him directly. He said, who are your best two swords?
Heward
he said, Heward and Will. And he said, okay, send 50 men in the guard to protect Sansa and Arya, and then you and Heward and Will come with me. And that's how they end up in that fucked up situation.
I'm sure y'all already know this and I already mentioned it. I just want to say it again. What was the name of the poison that killed Jon Arryn?
Tears of Lys.
There you go.
Now here's my question I've been asking since Game of Thrones came on. And there is a right answer. There's no opinions to this question. Before Robert's rebellion, who would be the person? Who would be the king, or who would be the king in normal succession after Aerys Targaryen died? After the Mad King was killed, who was supposed to be the rightful person on the throne? It's not no opinion. It's only answers. And we can go 2, 3.
Wouldn't it be Rhaegar?
Is Rhaegar or Rhaenella? That's a trivia too.
Yeah, it's okay, cool. So the answer is Rhaegar, but they died the same damn day or the same week. So after Rhaegar, who is supposed to be it? Because that's the correct answer. Who?
Should have been until it came of age.
Say that again.
Rhaenella was I said should be Queen Rhaenella should be Queen Regent until Viserys comes of age. In that dynamic. And Rhaenella, who you asked Rhaenella that's King Aerys' sister. You know, the Targaryens did that on purpose to keep the blood pure. But Rhaenella was King Aerys' sister, who was Viserys, Rhaegar, and Daenerys' mother. Okay. Rhaenella. All the names.
It would be Aerys, then it would be Rhaegar, then it would be, you said Rhaenella?
I would say Rhaenyra because Viserys was a baby, and Daenerys wasn't born yet.
Okay, so after the Hand of the King, so I'm not Hand of the King. So after the king dies in succession, if there are no other
Male heirs.
bloodline, then that would pass to the Hand of the King. So it would be Jon Arryn. So since they all died around the same damn week, so after Jon Arryn, after King Aerys, after Rhaegar, it would be
Viserys.
No, Rhaegar. I mean, Jon Arryn didn't die till a whole bunch of years later. What you mean?
Oh shit, you're right. You're right.
It was Rhaegar died first.
Pycelle.
that ain't gonna happen.
No, I'm saying he was the Hand of the King at the time, I think.
No, Pycelle was never a Hand of the
King.
King.
He was the fucking Grand Maester. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
But if this what happened, Rhaegar,
Tywin Lannister. That would have been Tywin Lannister.
Oh shit. That is true.
You're right, because he was the Hand of the
Lannister.
King. He was the Hand of the King Aerys.
Yeah.
That would have been
until
Tywin.
You're right, because it was Rhaegar died first.
Yeah.
Then Aerys. So it would have went to the Hand of the King.
Tywin
which is
Lannister.
what they was trying to get Jon Snow to do, or Ned Stark to do.
Right.
Take the throne before
He would have
they
been the protector of the ring.
He wouldn't have been the rightful king, though.
No.
He would have just been the protector of the realm, just like Aemon is the Prince Regent.
True.
Similar. Or Queen Regent or Queen Dowager or whatever.
Exactly.
True. But as far as bloodline goes, before Robert Baratheon stepped in, it would have went after Rhaegar. It would have went to who?
Viserys.
Okay.
Then Daenerys.
Shit, Viserys would
have. Or Viserys, and then any of his male heirs would have came before Daenerys, and that would have fucked her the way Rhaenys got fucked.
That's true. Cool. That's the answer I was looking for. Cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I love this shit, boy. Been waiting all fucking day, nigga.
Hey man, my apologies, guys, man. We in the spoiler section, man. I was temporarily indisposed.
I got you. Still worked out.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Hey, but I want to say this too, man. I had a question. I was gonna ask whose words are unbowed, unbent, unbroken.
The Tullys.
Yeah, that's the
wrong.
The Tarleys.
Greyjoys.
And if it ain't the Tullys, it's the Tarleys. Who say unbowed, unbent. The Greyjoys. That was the scene with Brandon Lewin was talking. It's an alt-ass house, man.
They from Essos? They from Essos?
Nah, they from Westeros.
Oh, they must be from the
They one of them lower, because we got all these names. The Karstarks,
unbowed, unbent, unbroken.
Unbowed. Are we talking about?
Oh, that's the Mormonts. House Mormont. What?
Is it somebody? Is it one of the water? Is it one of the water people, like a river or ocean, a sea?
I think
all of them sitting on the water somewhere except for the north. Yeah.
The Karstarks. Nah, I ain't no Karstarks.
It is Karstarks, but it ain't that.
Yeah. It's Karstarks, but that ain't.
I say this.
The Umbers.
We discussed them earlier. Well, their name came up earlier.
Oh, the fucking Clegane.
Hell no. The House
Clegane. Niggas ain't even got no house words.
Shit, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I just know that Brand talked about. He said a bunch of correcting them and shit, trolling them.
All right, y'all want to hear who
we talked about him earlier. Hold on, we talked about him earlier.
Right, nigga, give us another.
If it ain't nobody that we already mentioned.
All right.
That's where Littlefinger from. No, he ain't no highborn, so it ain't his people.
I'll tell you
this. Riverlands.
Nope. I'll tell you this. It's hot there.
The Dornish.
House Martell?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Unbowed, unbent, unbroken.
They mentioned that in that scene with Maester Lewin and Bran.
Yeah.
I missed that. I be trying to get all the details. I got you. Ain't gonna get me on none of them no more.
Okay, all right. If that's the case, then answer this one. Whose
All
words are these?
What's up?
Ours is the Fury.
Man, that ain't enough words, bro.
Huh?
That ain't even enough words.
You said that ain't enough words, bro. How the fuck I'm supposed to figure that out with 4 words?
You feel me?
Ours is the glory, the fury. What?
Ours is the Fury.
It was mentioned in this episode.
Yes, sir.
Oh, the Lannisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a confusion of a Lannister pays his debt, so always pays his debts is the nigga, what?
I see you, cuz. I see you.
Okay.
You almost got me. I had to stop and remember
I
that
thought I
scene
had
again.
you,
Like,
man. I was like, I ain't getting this.
yeah, nigga, we go with it. You got me on that last one though.
Yeah. Okay. Trying to see. Oh. All right. Damn. That's too easy. That's too easy. That's way too easy.
You never know.
I ask it anyway, but what did Tyrion get his first kill with?
Cat's paw.
I'm sorry?
Nothing.
He said a cat's paw. That's a fucking little. That's a tool, man. That's some shit you take nails and screws out with.
Yeah. What weapon did Tyrion get his first kill with?
Unless they mentioned something else. Did he mention his first kill?
It was Caitlyn Stark's dagger.
It's the shield.
The shield.
Okay, yeah. I was about to overthink it, trying to think he talked about something from in the past, but it showed us in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
His first ever kill.
It's too easy. That's why I said
it was easy. Yeah, I get that. That was crazy easy. But if I'd have overthought it, I'd have thought of some other shit.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking like before we saw on episode
the actual
5.
kill. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah.
That's damn near a trick question, but it's a good question.
That was a good one. Yeah, low key, sneaky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The shield.
I'm trying to think. I got some more. I got to think of another one. Though I want to think of one specifically from this episode. We didn't see Castle Black at all in this episode.
No,
we did not.
That's our episode 4. We're gonna see it on episode 6.
We will, for sure.
It's just interesting. It's really interesting. Like I keep on, like I tell everybody, season 1 tells it all. So it literally tells you the entire. You just have. It even tells House of Dragon. You just have to pay attention.
That blade,
make the connections to one conversation
that we see that Bran almost get killed with. That's the same blade that's been passed down from generation to generation of House Targaryen.
Yep,
that's the one he burned in the fire to show Rhaenyra what the word said.
Yeah,
the conqueror's dream.
Yeah, the prince that was promised to the realm or some shit like that.
And ain't it crazy how that's been going around for hundreds of years?
The conqueror's dream.
It's going on in House of Dragon, about the prince that was promised, and then Azor Ahai, you know what I'm saying, the Game of Thrones, to the payoff in season 6 episode. I knew in season 6 episode 1, but it was the payoff in season 7 about who the prince that was promised was. But it's so interesting that it started in like season 1. You know what I'm saying? But it's been going on for generations and generations and generations. You know what I'm saying? And actually, from House of Dragon, it started with the Targaryens. As far as House of Dragons, House of the Dragon, and what we see.
Right.
That's the whole turmoil. Yeah, the whole turmoil on House of Dragon. The prince that was promised. They didn't say.
I think it's some bullshit. Go ahead.
No,
you think the prophecy is some bullshit?
Okay.
No, I just was saying, my bad. I was just saying, I think it's bullshit. It's only 8 episodes in this season.
Oh yeah, man.
For Sunday, the season finale.
And they gotta and look, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. They gotta give it to us. They gotta give us something like with a whole bunch of action in this episode because we've only gotten Rook's Rest. We've only gotten the fight at Rook's Rest.
We got the dragons last episode.
But nigga, them wasn't they wasn't fighting. They was just killing humans. Vermithor only killed about 19 humans.
Only?
Well, I'm saying
everybody.
He did, but
he killed his own people. That nigga
right, yeah, he was killing people that was trying to the fucking the High Valerian and shit. Like all those people that work in the Dragon Keep or whatever they call it.
Yeah, that's why the Dragon Keepers. That's why the Dragon Keepers left their ass. Like, man, we ain't finna get burnt up with these niggas, man. We know how these dragons finna act.
They did do that. They did.
Them
niggas did turn up. Them niggas said, we out.
Yeah,
the dragons saw that they left and decided, you know what? We ain't even finna wait for y'all to bring nobody.
That is true. I ain't think about that.
First, it was Sea Smoke picking Adam. Then Vermithor and Hugh. That shocked me. But me and Sheldon had a conversation about these dirty hair. Lord Sheldon had a conversation about Hugh with the sick daughter and what his name?
Oath.
Yeah, Oath. Yeah,
in the bar talking shit, talking about he was Rhaegon's son, Maegor.
Balon's son.
Balon's son from Bastard Child.
And apparently that Hugh is the bastard son of the mother of Viserys. Well, I'm sorry, the father of Viserys and Daemon.
Right,
yeah, his brother.
Who was that? Yeah, so that would make him Hugh. That would make Hugh
is
Daemon's brother.
Daddy, is it?
No.
Well, the story.
Aerys the first, or what was it? Aerys 1?
Who is Viserys and Daemon's father? It ain't Jaehaerys, is it?
It was one of them. Jaehaerys. It wasn't Maegor.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm listening.
Daemon and Viserys' father. I have no idea who those guys. Who that?
You right, but the nigga in the bar is their bastard brother. Supposedly,
both of them are.
So both of them are their bastards, brother.
No. That's wrong. One is a cousin.
Yeah,
because the two different brothers had bastards.
Yeah. So the guy with the bar guy, that's not Oath. That's
Oath for sure.
Yeah. So he's supposed to be with the long silver hair, right?
Yeah.
He's supposed to his mother so-called told him stories.
No. We getting confused right now. Hugh is the one with the sick daughter. That's the one with the
That's the bigger one. Hair. That's with Vermithor.
That's the one that got Vermithor. That's the one whose mother used to tell him, "You just like Daemon and
yeah." So that's his brother. That's their brother.
Exactly.
Viserys and Daemon's brother, father is Balon.
Balon.
Okay.
It was Viserys, Daemon, and Aegon. And the original that Aegon the third died before he turned 1.
And there's a Balon Greyjoy too. Ain't that interesting?
It is.
It's a Baela Valerian. It's a
Baela down.
Rhaena. You got Rhaena, Rhaenyra, Rhaenys, Rhaegar. What? Stop it, George R. Martin was honest. Like he's like, I'm gonna have like 200 people in this shit. The names like, will have to sound alike.
He said, I'm not gonna make all these names up.
No, you just go learn it the way we learned it. Yeah. Rhaegar, Rhaenyra, Rhaenys, Rhaena, Rhaenella.
yeah. Baela. Yeah. Baela. So
Baela.
I love Baela.
Baela ain't doing shit.
I love Baela.
Baela ain't doing nothing. She don't even know what the fuck going on.
You talking about Rhaena.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Baela dope. My bad. Baela dope.
Love
yeah,
Baela.
She a dragon rider.
Did you see how she let Lord Corlys
nigga?
Did you see that?
Yeah, he let him know.
She said, "I die in a motherfucking by dragon fire. Fuck you, nigga."
Like my mother.
And she told him, all right, well, you know what, man? Since you want to sit over here and just pity and be all sorrowful and shit, why don't you go over there and join the Greens? I'm sure they're gonna accept you.
Yep.
Man, we trying to get shit done here. I'm just like your wife, my grandma. I want to see Rhaenyra stand the Iron Throne, and that's what the fuck gonna happen.
On kids, put that hand of the kingpin on, bitch, or go home. Take your army across, man. Don't take them niggas. Don't take them niggas. No,
please don't. We need you.
Don't take them niggas.
We need you.
Yeah, we got it. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Grandsire. I'm sorry, Grandsire.
Lord Corliss, I apologize for my outburst.
I got beside myself, sir.
My Lord.
Okay, so Hugh's father, his identity wasn't specified, but his grandfather was Rhaenys, Viserys, and Daemon's father. So that would make him their nephew.
Nephew. Yeah.
They cousins, I thought. Rhaenys, Viserys, and Daemon.
How would
Princess Rhaenys?
How would she be a princess? They was cousins. They gotta have the same parents in order to be prince and princesses.
Oh, they addressed each other as cousin in the series.
Rhaenys, nigga, and Jaehaerys are brother and sister.
No, Rhaenys. See, this one fucking
because that was the princess that was promised. Yeah, they gotta be
the princess who never was, the queen who never was,
the queen who never was. Yeah,
the queen who never was.
So they had to be brother and sister, right?
They would have to be.
They was addressing each other as cousin in the series.
Yeah, you're
cousin
right.
by marriage, ain't they?
Nah, both of them blood Targaryens.
They both Targaryens.
Both of them blood Targaryens, which makes them.
But no, I'm saying her marrying Corliss.
She was already of royal descent. Corliss marrying her made her kids royal.
No, I ain't talking about whether or not they royal. I'm talking about how they related to each other because of marriage.
I'm trying to see now. I wouldn't know, but I know they not brother and sister. Because if that was the case, shit, it wouldn't have been no question of Queen Rhaenyra trying to get the throne.
Oh shit,
she would have been under Daemon.
Didn't one of them? But didn't somebody abdicate, which means they don't want to be king?
No, Jaehaerys made he didn't have a successor. That's why he put it up against the queen who never was and Viserys.
Okay, so he put it up against his son and his niece.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
okay.
Balon Targaryen was Viserys and Daemon's cousin, and Balon was Rhaenys' brother.
Okay. So that would have been Jaehaerys' nephew.
Nephew, yep.
Right.
Got you. And that's Rhaenyra's son. Name is Jaehaerys.
Yeah, Jaehaerys.
What they call what? Jace?
No, it's Jaehaerys.
No, his name. Yeah, his name's Jaehaerys.
Jaehaerys and Lucerys.
Lucerys and Jaehaerys.
Luke and Jace. Yeah. See? Them names is confusing.
Yeah, them niggas.
They all over, man. They it's just like the mafia.
Hey,
you got little Paulie. Paul.
Hey, Paulie. Hey, check out the balls of this guy. Hey, look at the little Zutos. Yeah, hey,
Paulie. You got Paulie. You got little Tony. You got it's all these same names
on kids. Yeah. Hey, check out the Gabagoos on this guy. Hey, the Gabagoos.
Gabagoo.
Somebody go get me a cannoli. I'm gonna go fucking stir fry crazy over here.
Exactly.